I enjoyed playing this bass, but can this truly deliver the vintage classic tone it promises? Made in Indonesia, the Sterling by Music Man Stingray Classic Ray 24CA in an Olympic white finish, crafted with a slab Nyato body and a stunning hard maple neck and fretboard. This bass weighs a mere 8 pounds 14 ounces out of the box, which is noticeably lighter than my Ray 34 that hits close to 11 pounds. I mean, just holding it, it's like a boat anchor. What truly stands out is the finish on the neck, featuring a smooth satin feel and a vintage tint, enhancing its visual appeal from the other finishes in the Ray 24 lineup. The neck width measures 1.5 inches at the nut, and a standard 34-inch long scale length and a 9.5-inch neck radius. The Ray 24 comes equipped with a 2-band preamp and a stock ceramic pickup, wired in series, that apparently is intended to inspire a classic Stingray tone. Not sure why Sterling claims this when that sound is attributed to an Alnico pickup wired in parallel. We'll get more into it at the end of the video, but let's hear how this bass sounds. Everything cut as we gradually work our way up the bass and treble knob. You don't really hear a whole lot going on with just everything cut, so we're going to boost the bass at 50%, leaving the treble cut, and just to hear how that sounds. Alright, so now we're starting to get a little bit more booty out of this bass. So now we're going to go ahead and raise the treble knob at 50% and leaving the bass knob cut, and just to hear how that sounds like. Now let's go ahead and center both the treble and bass knobs at 50%, and let's hear how that sounds like. This is exactly how a Music Man Sterling bass should sound like, with both the bass and treble knobs centered. Now before we get extreme and raise both of these bass and treble knobs at 100%, we're going to carefully boost the bass at 100%, leaving the treble knob at 50%. Whew. Oh, that was nice. I really love that. I don't know if you're hearing clipping on your signal, but oh yeah, absolutely. Now we're going to raise the treble knob at 100% and leaving the bass knob at 50%. Oh, I love that sound. That's very good. Oh man, that sizzle too. Now we're going to hear how this bass sounds with the bass boosted at 100% and cutting the treble. Yeah, man, something about that tone too. I love that. I'm trying not to play it too loud before I wake the neighbors and then start having a whole fiesta up in this room. Now that's out of my system, we're going to crank the treble knob at 100%, cutting the bass knob completely. So with that configuration, it's definitely missing that booty that this bass is very well known to deliver. This could be your preferred tone, but it's not it for me. So we're going to move on to my favorite configuration, and you guessed it, that is raising both the treble and bass knobs all the way up at 100%. Now that's my sound. I love that configuration. It's like an aggressive in-your-face type of style. There you go. I'm pretty sure that was clipping almost all over the place, but that just goes to show you how powerful this 2-band preamp is with these Sterling basses. So buy with caution if you know you want to bring the house down with this bass, because it definitely can. Surprisingly, I would have expected the slab body of the Sterling bass to feel uncomfortable, given that most of my bass collection features a contoured body. However, this bass feels just right in terms of ergonomics. The balance of the bass with a strap while standing suffers a bit of neck dive, while on the lap can pose a bit of an issue. For the mod enthusiast, a set of Hipshot ultralight tuners is the way to go to not only eliminate neck dive, but to also shed a bit of pounds on the weight department. But for now, let's hear how this bass sounds played with the pick. Both the bass and treble at 50%. You know, I'm actually curious to hear how it sounds with the treble boosted all the way up, leaving the bass knob centered. Oh yeah, that sounded much better with that configuration than just having both those knobs centered. Now to hear how that sounds with the bass boosted and treble boosted. And of course, how can we not forget that these basses were iconically slapped on, so let's go ahead and do some of that. I'm actually not a fan of how that sounded with just the bass and treble knob centered, so we're just going to crank both of those up and hopefully that'll fix it. Yeah, I would say with that configuration, it sounded much better. I enjoyed playing this bass, but can this truly deliver the vintage classic tone it promises? No. It doesn't quite deliver the vintage classic tone as advertised, and I'm not sure how I feel about being gaslighted from Sterling. The good news, however, is you can adjust the ceramic pickup to sound closer to the original Ernie Ball Music Man basses by rewiring the pickup from series to parallel, which I did not know you can do on these basses until I came across this video 3 years ago, when I had previously owned a Ray 24 in a butterscotch finish. Now, we won't get into the rewiring of the ceramic pickup in this video, but in a future video, we'll explore and show you how adding a push-pull pot can benefit for easy switching between series and parallel modes. So look out for that, as we'll also upgrade a series of Music Man Nordstrand pickups onto this bass in our Nordstrand pickup series. For the price of $550 US, it's a fair price, but misleading marketing that aren't what they say they are can leave a sour taste to most buyers. However, you can tune into our Market Watch live stream every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, as I highly predict that these basses will go on sale in later 2024. Now, to rate this bass out of 5, 3 Olympic White Sterlings out of 5. Not only it was a fun bass to play, but the stock pickup sounded more modern than classic that this bass was marketed to be. This might not be an issue to most people that do enjoy the modern sound out of this Ray 24. And for being a somewhat inexpensive bass, this can either be a good investment or a bad one. I definitely see a benefit in upgrading the stock pickup and potentially the preamp if you are looking for something more accurate with the classic tone that Sterling promotes this bass to be. As for whether I will be upgrading my Sterling Ray with let's say a Nordstrand Music Man pickup and a John East preamp, I guess you'll have to click the subscribe button to find out.